All the CGI is bad. Not wasting my money to go see this in theater. Bring it back to run the track. Movie review time. Aladdin. One of the most shocking trailers ever because it looked bad. The CGI was off. The movie just kind of looked bland to us. No one's really sold on Will Smith as portraying the genie, because Robin Williams, those are big shoes to fill. And Diddy, we'll talk about that a little later on. I'm going to get into my cons first with this movie. To me, there aren't a lot of cons, because I surprisingly really liked this movie. Had a lot of fun with it, but there are some cons. Some of the CGI was a little off. Not a lot of it, to be honest. A lot of it looked really great, but some of it was a little off. Getting into some more cons I have with it, it felt a little long at times, and I have to blame that on some of the songs just go and go and go. And I get it's a musical, or at least the cartoon was a musical back in the day, but it drags on a little long towards the middle of the movie with songs and sets and dances and all that. It gets a little jarring. Jafar, another con in my opinion. He wasn't as bad as I thought he was going to be because the trailers made him seem so uninteresting, but he was just a paint-by-number villain, and you never really see why. Like, I know the whole point, he's greedy. But in the original, he was so menacing and believable. In this one, he kind of just looked like a dirtbag. Like, there was nothing to really see his side or why he wants to. He was just power hungry. And I guess that's why they work off the greed aspect. But now to get into some pros. Will Smith's genie, probably the biggest pro of this movie. Is he Robin Williams? No. Is he as good as Robin Williams? No. Is he great as the genie? Yes. He was probably the best casted person in this movie, and I think the cast is another positive. The girl who plays Jasmine, she was in Power Rangers. I can't think of her name right now, and I'll put it right here. She was great. She was literally the only person who can play Jasmine, and loved her in this movie. The guy who played Aladdin, a guy I've never seen in anything, I can't pronounce his name. I actually do know that name, but I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce it. He was Aladdin. He is Aladdin, and I think there's no one else who should be playing that role. That he did awesome. The dad, he looked like Joaquin Phoenix from You Were Never Really Here. Just a little shorter and stumpier. Watch the movie. Tell me if I'm wrong, but he reminded me of Joaquin Phoenix, where I actually had to go on IMDb and check. Spoiler alert, it wasn't him. He was solid in the movie too. All the other roles are pretty solid. Like, everyone does a good job, but those three main people are stars in this movie, and Will Smith's a star in most things he's in, but great. The music was great, and the performances of the music were great. The dancing and all that. That's why it's kind of a con, because I loved it. It's just, I felt like they kept it going way too long. There was times you could have cut out of the song a little earlier, moved on. It didn't need to be a full 2-hour movie, 2-hour, 10-minute, whatever it was. But the plot, what am I going to say about the plot that hasn't been said about the original? The plot's solid. A street rat who makes it to the castle and makes it his dreams come true, but at what cost? It was great, just like it was back in the 90s. I have to say, I think this is probably the best live action Disney movie yet. Beauty and the Beast was a solid movie, but I never really want to rewatch it. I don't know, there's something to it. The original was great, and I'd rather rewatch that. When it comes to Aladdin, I love the original Aladdin, but I think I'm going to watch the live-action one more. There was something fun about it, and the performance, everything worked perfectly. And it wasn't a shot-for-shot remake. It was very close, but there were some new things. There were some things left out. So it's kind of different enough that I want to just see this more. I have to give it a 3.2 out of 5. And for people who like doing out of 10, that would be a 6.4 out of 10. I think it was fun, good for kids, good for adults. If you love the original, you're probably going to love this one. It was way better than Dumbo, and I even like Dumbo. Now my only question is, I really hope Lion King tops it, because Lion King's my favorite Disney movie. And I'm so excited for that, but I'm a little skeptical because is it just going to be a bunch of CGI animals doing the same thing, or is there going to be some freshness to it? I felt like Aladdin had a little bit of a fresh take on things. I don't know if Lion King's going to do that. But let me know down in the comments below what you thought of Aladdin. Is it better than the original? Am I out of my mind? Do you like both? Do you hate both? What are your thoughts on both the original and the live action remake? And like, subscribe, and hit the bell, and I'll be back for some more reviews next time.